Hey makers! In this video, I'm gonna show you how to make these little guys turn into this, my 3D printed sandal with an Adafruit Gemma, Neopixels, and a virtual reality sandal. In part one, I created these small virtual reality sandals. And they're pretty great, but they were not life size. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a full-size 3D printed sandal. Then we're going to add our Adafruit Gemma, a LiPo battery, and Neopixel lights. It's going to be great! So here's version 2 of my sandal. And as you can tell, it needs some improvement. For number one, it's not very wide right here. And then also this part is a little bit far off. This needs to move into the center. This needs to be wider. And this is really, really bulky. So I made those improvements on my next version. And as you can see, it's much wider here. I can fit my foot in. Don't look at my foot, I know, it's disgusting. I ended up moving this over too far to the middle. I need to move it back. And as you can see, this is much thinner, so now I can fit the strip in there. What I would like to do in this version is flatten this out, make it more contour of my foot. And maybe the other thing was make this more bendable. In this version, it's completely flat, and as you can see, it's not very flexible. In this version, it's more flexible, but I still need some improvements. So you can see at the bottom here, it's kind of hollow, because what I did was I went and hollowed this out. So I need to make some adjustments there. So let's go in and do that. All right, so let's make our adjustments in here. I'll show you how I did it and the tools. All right, so first thing I would like to show you is how to make this the right portions. So if you look here, you're gonna see this big box. Okay, see this big square? And the sandal is right in the middle. So that's actually important to put it right in the middle. That way, when you do bring it into 2D on your computer, it will print the right size. So let me show you a little tip on how to get that in the middle. So what you do is you go to your layer here, and then you want to go into this manipulation and transform. And there's a few settings here. This one is called scale. And scale, what that does is makes it bigger and smaller so you can adjust the size. And I had to try this out a few times to get it the right size that I wanted. The next one is called transform. And this basically will allow you to move it around. So I made it essentially flat. It's not on the surface, but it's kind of in the middle, but I put it where it's pretty flat and it's easier to import. And then the last one is called translate, and that allows you to move it left, right, up, or down. So I have it right here in the middle, and that's the best place for it. Translate, rotate, and scale. Those are important factors. All right, so let's go in and make some adjustments to my sandal here. First thing is first, we are going to use our clay here. And as you can see, we can zoom in, and I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. All right, there we have it. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it. All right, now what we want to do is we want to export this as an OBJ. So go in there to export, it's OBJ. We're going to do the V4 version, sandal V4, export. And now you have exported your OBJ. That's all we have for the Oculus Medium. We have 3 total steps to print it. First step is Oculus Medium. Second step is called Mesh Mixer that prepares it for printing, and then third step is Cura. So let's jump in, I'll show you how to do step 2 and 3. Okay, when you save in Oculus Medium, you're gonna get a few files. You're gonna get this .sculpt and then a couple extra ones, this .asset and this .binmesh. What you wanna do is when you export it, as you saw, it went to .obj. .obj is the exported file. And what we'll do is we're going to open this with the free program Mesh Mixer by Autodesk. So go ahead and open that file. And now you see my shoe here. But as you can see, it's not in the plane that we need it in. So you could mess around with this in Oculus Medium all you want, but it's really just much more simple if you use this Mesh Mixer. And what you do is you go over here to Edit and you transform. And now we're gonna move it around in here. But first I'm gonna accept that change. And we're gonna save this one as a mesh mixer, so it's .mix. And this is gonna be VR4. Okay, so now let's keep manipulating this. What I like to do is I like to get to the bottom, scale it this way, because then I can get to the size. So this green one, left and right, I found the easiest way to do this is this one here. So let's scale that down. There we go. Let's move it over, move it back. All right, let's go ahead and accept the changes. Then what we're going to do is export. And it's going to be a STL file, so Sandal VR4. Okay, so this is our 3D print file, and I'm using a program called Cura. And there it is. Need to make this as large as possible on my print bed. All right, a few settings that I always, retraction, I disable. I make sure that that's off. Speed, I change to 45 millimeters per second, and support, I always make sure that that is turned on. Okay, so now it's ready to prepare and print. Oh, you know what? We're not capturing any of this. Whoopsies.